Hello, student of class 8. As you know, chapter 12 sound is under process, and today I will explain you the topic about the sound produced by musical instrument, sound produced by human, and how do we hear sound. So, in that, student, sound produced by musical instrument is that the sound we hear every day are collections of different types of sound. The sound we hear every day are collections of sounds. A musical sound is called a notes. A musical sound means the sound that comes from any musical instrument is called a notes. If we strike a tuning fork, it gives out a tone. Tuning fork means a U-shaped tuning fork. If we strike on a hard object, it gives a tinkling sound due to its vibration. So, but if we were to sing or play a note on trumpet or a violin, okay, student. So violin is or trumpet that also when played the string which is fitted there, that string vibrates and creates the sound. And the sound that comes from any type of musical instrument is called the notes. You can say tone, not note, tone. So student, there are many type of musical instrument like sitar, wind instrument, and we can say wind instrument, membrane plate just like tabla, drum, string instrument like guitar, sitar, violin, flute, flute like this is also flute, horn, bigul. This is a wind instrument. One more instrument about the jal tarang, that is few bowls are kept in which water is filled but not equal amount of water. In different bowl different amount of water is present, and by a stick it is done round and round, surround and moved round. The stick is moved round and round over that bowl, above that bowl, brim of that bowl, which creates a type of sound due to vibration of that water. It creates sound. This type of musical instrument is called the jaltaran. Next instrument, sound that is produced by human being, that I will explain. In human being, larynx are also known as the voice box. The larynx which are present in our neck region, okay, that V-shaped vocal cord which present when air comes out from our lungs and passes through between that vocal cord, that membrane of the vocal cord vibrates, and due to this vibration sound creates. So it is situated in the neck at the upper part of the windpipe. When you put your finger, when you are speaking, you put your finger on the throat, you will see a vibration sensation you will feel. While putting, when you put on the finger, you will feel a vibration sensation. So the two vocal cord are the ligament that is stretched across the larynx. So on the vocal cord, the filament type of membrane is stretched, and when the air passed between this filament, it vibrates. So when the vocal cord are tight and thin, the voice is high frequency. When our vocal cord, which is present in our neck region, above the, you can say, in the neck region, so there where it is straight, tight, and thin. When suppose when you stitch a rubber band, obviously when you stitch it, it become tight and it become thin, and so tight and thin, stressed and thin membrane creates high frequency, means it fluctuate more than when the membrane is loose and thick. So the vocal cord are tight and thin, the voice is high frequency, and when the vocal cord are loose and thick, the voice is of low frequency. And high frequency sound is higher than the low frequency sound. Okay, student. Now next is that This is the sound produced by the human. Now, student, the next is that how do we hear sound? So, when we hear something, we are catching the vibration in the air. When we are hearing something, that means we are catching the vibration. Okay. So, student, when we hear something, we are catching the vibration in the air. These vibration entered our ear and travels down a canal. So this vibration, when anything vibrate, the vibration passes through the air medium and reaches our inner canal of the ear and reaches to the eardrum, where the eardrum vibrates with that by the hitting of that air molecules after vibration. So enters our ear and it travels down a canal at the end, which there is a thin stretched membrane. There is a thin stretched membrane present in our, that is the eardrum, and sound vibration, that eardrum vibrates. Sound vibration cause the eardrum to vibrate, and the attached to the eardrum has the three tiny bones which are attached, that is the hammer, stirrup and anvil. So these three bones which are just behind the eardrum, due to the vibration of the ear, there starts a movement and vibration in that three little bones which are present in our ear. And these bones are connected with the nerves, that is called the cochlea, which receives the vibration and send it to the brain. So this vibration is received by the cochlea and sent to the brain by a nerves called the auditory nerves. And the auditory nerves passes this sensation of vibrations to our brain, and the brain used to recognize the sound from where it is coming. Next to it, the, what you can say, the design of our ear and the physical, what you can say, structure of the ear. Let's talk about that. The outer ear structure, which we call the which just receive the vibration and passes the sound in our inner canal. That outer ear, the part which is visible, the ear part which is visible to all is the outer part, which we known as the pinna, or you can say auricle pinna. Okay, it is made up of tough cartilage covered with skin. It is made up of a tough cartilage which is covered with skin. Next, when the main function of the pinna is to collect, the main function of this outer ear is to collect the sound and divert into the canal of the inner middle ear. So the pinna has the ear lobe, the lower muscular part, that is called the ear lobe. It is the part which is individual piece of wear earring. This earlobe is the girls used to wear the ladies used to wear the earring in this earlobe. That is a different matter. But the main matter of hearing sound is that the pinna diverts the sound to the inner middle canal that passes the sound to further the membrane, that is called the eardrum. Now the middle ear is the air-filled hollow space. The air is filled inside the middle ear. When it receives the outer ear vibration, that vibration of the outer ear when touches the air which is present inside the middle canal of the middle ear, that air molecules also vibrate, and this vibration further passes to the eardrum. The middle ear has a three bone located just behind the eardrum. The name of the three bones are hammer, anvil, and stirrup. The three bones which are present just behind the eardrum are hammer, anvil, and stirrup. The bones are connected to each other in the form of a chain, and these bones are all connected with each other in series. When the eardrum vibrates, the vibration sensation also came within these bones, and they also starts vibration and vibrating and passes the sensation to the innermost ear. After that, the inner ear consists of a tiny organs canal, tiny organs. Now, the inner ear, which contains two tiny organisms called the cochlea and semicircular canal. Circular means totally round figure, but semi means half round. Okay, just like a pipe, when you cut the pipe in part, so it will be how semicircle. Okay, so there are two types of system, or you can say part, present in our inner ear. One is the cochlea and other is the semicircular canal. Semicircular canal which contains some fluid, and there is some fluid, certain fluid is present in that inner canal. The cochlea act as a kind of microphone. The cochlea act as a type of microphone to receive the sensation from the middle ear and passes this vibration to the through the auditory nerves to the brain, and brain recognizes the sound. Okay. Now student, there are two different types of sound, that is the audible sound and inaudible sound. If the sound frequency is too low or too high, then the sound will not be clear to us. If it is below 20 hertz and above 20,000 hertz, then it can't be heard clearly. And that sound, it is called the inaudible sound. And the sound frequency which is between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz or 20 kHz kilohertz, that is, that could be heard only. The sound whose frequency is between 20 to 20,000 kilohertz, 20 to 20,000 hertz, that sound frequency only could be captured and could be heard clearly. That is called the audible sound. So there are two types of sounds, audible and inaudible. The sound that we could easily understand, which is clear to us, is called the audible sound. And the sound which is not clear to us is called the inaudible sound. And it's very much clear that I have explained that inaudible sound frequencies either too low than 20 hertz or too more than 20,000 hertz, then it can't be heard properly, and that is called the inaudible sound. The sound frequency whose frequency is between 20 to 20,000 is called the audible sound. Next student, noise and music. The sound which is seeming pleasant to us in hearing, just like sound of a flute, sound of a violin, sound of a trumpet, sound of sahnai, sound of guitar, sitar, piano. These sounds are not, this sound doesn't irritate us. It is very pleasant while listening. So the sound which is very pleasant to us, you can say it is not a noise, it is a music. But the sound which is not pleasant to us, which we doesn't want to listen it, just like shouting of children, heavy loudspeaker sound, you can say the takeoff of the aeroplane sound, the heavy machinery sound which is working, the honking of the vehicles and the trains. These sounds are not pleasant to us, and these sounds are called the noise. So there are two forms of sound, one which is pleasant to us. The sound that is pleasant to us is called the music. That means music sound is pleasant to us, and the sound which is unpleasant, which irritates us, is called noise. Now, student, noise pollution. What is noise pollution? As you heard, air pollution, water pollution, sound or noise pollution is also a main important thing which we must have to know, because if you are working under a high noise, in a high noise plant, machinery, industry, or if your house is near to a railway track or just by the side of an airport, by hearing those continuous noise, you will become unwell. What type of unwell? That means either your hearing sound, hearing capacity must be become lost, or you might be the patient of blood pressure, because day and night movement of these heavy vehicles by your house side didn't makes you sleep well. While sleeping, the sudden sound will come and you will wake up, so your sleep is not complete, and in that conditions many problems might occur, which is a health hazard, which create a health issue to you, to all peoples who are just continuous touching with high sound. So harmful. So the noise pollution that I was saying to you, noise pollution. So the presence of excessive and unwanted sound in the environment is called the noise pollution. The harmful effect of noise pollution is to, so the harmful effect is that noise pollution can lead to lack of sleep. The harmful, this I am talking about the harmful effect of sound. The harmful effect of sound leads to lack of sleep and high blood pressure, hypertension, anxiety, and you may be hearing loss of concentration at work. Suppose you are studying and heavy sound is happening behind or by side of your house, then that sound will disturb you and you will be not concentrate to your work, to your studies. So these problem might take place. Now, what are the measures we could take to control these noise pollution? There are many ways in which noise pollution can be controlled. They are, you might just put a board there of silence zone, silencing device installed, or you might install a device that will create less sound in your vehicles. That is called the silencing device, that is called the silencer, which is applied in the bike and other equipments, motor vehicles, to just decrease the sound and make it soundproof. Penalize vehicles exceeding noise limits. If any vehicles is creating too much noise, then it must be banned. Restrict the use of loudspeaker in public places. There should be law that in public places, loudspeaker must not be used for a long time, and its time must be limited, that in the night time there must not be any sound of loudspeakers, because the night time is for sleeping. And as well as creating silence zone around the hospital, schools, senior citizens, old age home. Be in front of that, you can just hold a board there of silence zone, so that the passers-by must not blow horn near to school, colleges, hospitals, old age homes. And next, factory and industries should not be operated near the residential area. The factories and industries must be not be open in an industrial belt area. Otherwise, sorry, not be open in residential area. Otherwise, there will be a lot of problem facing by those people living by side of that industries. Next is that planting trees on the roadside, that also absorbs the sound and not let the sound to. go in the houses because that sound will strike and the sound will become slower after striking. So these are all the planning that could be made to stop the noise pollution. And this is all from the chapter 12 sound student. This is the last part of this video of this chapter, that is chapter 12 sound. Hope so I might be able to clear the concept of this chapter again. Thank you. Have a nice day, student.